You're listening to America First with Dr. G.
We don't just analyze the news here. We don't just report the news. We talk to the news makers. Delighted to have in studio the 56th governor of Missouri, former Navy SEAL. I just wonder how many SEALs have been governors. Eric Greitens, do you know the answer to that question?
You know, I think you got Jesse Ventura, right?
So there's two of you.
Yep, that's right.
That's a good number. That's a round number.
Two's a good number, man. Two's a good number.
He's a contributor to Real America's Voice, but I don't know. He might have some news to share with us because things are floating around the ether in the news sphere. Eric Greitens, what are your future plans?
You know what? We're looking at it, man. Everybody saw that just the other day, Roy Blunt said he is retiring. The president's been very clear. He wants America First fighters to step up to this race. And we have been talking with fired up supporters around the state, around the country, and we're going to make a decision soon about coming into this race.
Well, you've got 6 minutes left in this segment. I think that's enough. That's enough to say yes or no. What do you think, Shad? Should he? I mean, yes or no? We can do that in 6 minutes.
He made all the trouble to come out here.
I mean, why would you come in studio as a former governor if not to announce? Just teasing our 3 million listeners? How dare you?
We want our 3 million listeners to know how much we appreciate them. We love them. They're fired up, fantastic supporters. We are. We're talking to friends, talking to supporters, talking to the team. And look, I've been honored to serve the country as a Navy SEAL, to fight for people as governor. We're going to continue the fight, man.
All right, so you're teasing us clearly. It's exciting, potentially exciting. Do you have a time frame? How many of these friends do you have to talk to?
We're gonna do this quickly. We're gonna move quickly. We're gonna talk to everybody who we need to talk to, and then we're gonna drive forward because right now, I believe, you and I have talked about this, you've written a book about it, The War for America's Soul. The country's at stake right now.
Yeah.
And we need to have people who are willing to get on there and fight, and not just people who have an R behind their name. We need to have people who are willing to advance President Trump's agenda, willing to advance the America First agenda, willing to take on the insiders and the lobbyists and actually fight for people.
All right, so here's my question to you. First, if you're not familiar with Governor Greitens, follow him right now at Eric Greitens, Greitens. His website is ericgreitens.com. You left the governorship after an outrageous attack against you, an attack which turned out was baseless. The charges against you, the evidence disappeared. There was no basis to any of it. Why on earth would you step into the political arena again after that?
You know what? One of the things that I learned in the SEAL teams, one of the things that I learned as a boxer is that you can lose a round, but you don't lose the fight because you stay in the fight. You can lose a battle, but you don't lose the war. We were attacked by George Soros-funded prosecutors because we defeated Antifa. We were attacked by the establishment because we killed politicians' paid raises, because we killed corrupt insider tax programs. But you know what? We're staying in the fight. All of our supporters, the people around the country and around the state of Missouri, know what happened. They saw that we were exonerated. They saw that George Soros' investigator, a former FBI agent, was charged with 7 felonies for bringing this false case against us. It was about as bad as the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. The only difference is in Missouri, they've actually charged people with felonies for perjury and evidence tampering for going after us. I hope at some point they're going to charge the people who went after President Trump. But the bottom line is, look, man, you only live once. I think that every single one of us is called to find a way to serve, to make the world a better place. And I believe that we got to stay in this fight.
So all those people who attacked you, who made up these spurious allegations, you say multiple felony charges. Any results? What are those still pending?
So they're still pending. They've been charged with 7 felonies for perjury and evidence tampering. And the trial's coming up. The Soros-funded prosecutor is still under active criminal investigation for what she did to me. I believe that soon they're going to recommend that her law license is revoked or suspended. That's what I'm hearing.
But do you have faith, given what we've witnessed in America in the last 4 years, do you have faith that there will be justice for you?
You know what? I take a kind of stoic approach to this, which is that I focus on the things that I can control. I recognize that result is out of my hands. I pray and hope that justice will be done, but I know what I can control. And what I can control is that every day I can wake up and I can pursue my purpose. Every day I can wake up and I can get fired up people around the state and around the country, and we can move forward on the attack.
All right, we're going to keep him here for one more segment, so he's got 9 more minutes to decide whether he's running for Roy Blunt's seat. He is Governor Eric Greitens here on America First, broadcasting to you from the ReliefFactor.com studio. We're living under a Biden-Harris administration. What does it mean for your finances? More debt? More regulation, more money printing, less growth, and higher taxes. The importance of owning physical gold and silver has never been greater. Call the veteran-owned Midas Gold Group today to get their guide to owning bullion and coins. Call 480-360-3000 or go to MidasGoldGroup.com.
We have primaries for a reason. There's no better person in our party to guide the way forward, I think, than President Trump. And 69% of people said they're less likely to vote on a senator who voted to convict the president. So the people of our party have spoken. They'll continue to speak, and President Trump will have a big voice in the party.
You heard it from his former press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany. He is the de facto kingmaker, the 45th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, my old boss. Whether he runs or not, and God willing he will shape the future of this nation. We're going to continue that discussion with the 56th governor of Missouri, our friend Eric Greitens, former SEAL. But first things first, if you're enjoying this show, if you like what Salem provides, it only happens because of our sponsors, our buddies. This isn't NPR. We don't get a handout. We don't get $500 million every year like they do. We exist because of the free market and great people like Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell, the man who's being targeted for cancellation right now. 25 American corporations are trying to cancel Mike Lindell because he's an American patriot. They are boycotting his MyPillow products. Well, let's send them a message. Whether you have one of his incredible pillows, all my team do, the president uses them, 45. Get another one. Get one for your grandma. Buy any one of his more than 100 US-made products directly from MyPillow.com. Use my name, Gorka, and Mike's going to give you more than 60% off. Support this man. Send the fascistic cancel culture leftists a message. MyPillow.com, promo code GORKA, or call them on 800-829-8468. That's 800-829-8468. MyPillow.com, promo code GORKA. Governor Greitens.
And you know what, man?
What?
I say too.
Yeah.
He does great work with the Lindell Recovery Center.
Oh my gosh! As a former addict,
when I came back from Iraq, I worked with a lot of returning veterans. I worked with guys who'd lost limbs. I worked with guys who lost hearings, guys who had PTSD. We worked with guys who ran into some substance abuse issues. All right, their work that they do is fantastic, and we should all be able to get behind supporting people who are doing that kind of fantastic work.
Yeah, not just a patriot. Thank you, Eric. Not just a patriot, but a guy who is giving back, and a godly man who's doing so because he knows he's doing God's work. So, Eric, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Well, you just heard Kayleigh.
Yes.
The President Trump yesterday issued a very short statement. In fact, it's 3 sentences. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. No more money for rhinos. They do nothing but hurt the Republican Party and our great voting base. They will never lead us to greatness. You are imminently making a decision about whether you're going to run for senator for Roy Blunt's seat. How bad is this problem on our side of the fence of fake Republicans?
It's very bad. Okay, and I would say to what President Trump said, what we said in the SEAL teams, which is hoo-yah, right? I mean, he's got it. He's nailed it. And the fact is, every single one of your listeners knows. They know in their gut, they know in their heart that a lot of these guys get up there, and it doesn't matter if they have an R behind their name. Yeah. They're not fighting for the people. They're working for insiders. They're working for lobbyists. There's this whole swampy system that comes in and embeds these guys in this kind of steak dinner lobbyist culture where they just lose sight of the people who they were sent to fight for. And look, when I was governor, we came in, we killed a politician's pay raise, we cut corrupt programs, we defeated Antifa, we stood up for people They saw that. That's what they want. And thank God we've got a president, President Trump, who's willing to say what everybody knows in their heart, which is that the rhinos are actually hurting us. Because you know what? When the left comes, you see the play that they're running, okay? You can see they're coming straight at you. And you know that the left's going to come with their HR 1 bills, with their border crisis, cutting the Keystone Pipeline, killing jobs, killing Trump's achievement of making America energy independent. You can see what the left is doing. The problem comes when these guys are supposed to be on your team.
Right.
Actually side with the left.
So here's the question that's really at the front of my mind and has been for a long time now. You are a SEAL because you passed BUDS. You passed one of the toughest selection courses in the world. Do we have a BUDS for Republican candidates? Do we have a system that will give us the good guys and gals? Because right now I see, this kind of random thing. We've got a Matt Gaetz here, we've got a Jim Jordan there, we've got an Eric Greitens, and I don't see enough of a guarantee that we have the cadre in the schoolhouse who's making sure we've got enough people on the bench.
Well, and it's not just getting there, it's when you get there keeping people honest.
Right.
What shocked the world when we ran was not just that we came in and we beat the establishment, but what really blew their minds was when I got into office and I did everything I said I was going to do. It's like President Trump. He got into office, and for years people have been promising, for example, to move the American embassy to Jerusalem. President Trump kept his promise.
23 years, broken promises, and he kept it.
And he kept it. And what happened? Peace in the Middle East. What happened? He stood up, and we should remember another example, not just against the left, against the Republican foreign policy establishment.
Right.
He stood up. He changed the Middle East. And because of his courage, because he kept those promises, that was key. So what we need to do is have all of your listeners who are out there, America First supporters, get involved. This is your country. Go out, become part of the precinct. Right? But get involved in your local Republican precinct. Get involved in your local elections. And then you can stand up, because part of the BUDS process is you go as citizens and say, look, if you want to serve, who are you serving? You're going to be serving me. So let's hear your support for the president. Let's hear your support for America First policies. And everybody who's listening right now can be part of that process.
Follow this man right now at Eric Greitens, ericgreitens.com. We've got 30 seconds left. I have just one demand. When you make your decision, if it's the right decision, you're going to tell us first.
Absolutely.
Because you want that, guys, right? All 3 million of you want him to make that news here, correct? Well, I can see them waving at me. It's a done deal, Eric. They say it's got to be you here.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, guys. Support this man, ericgreitens.com. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First.